Imagine a world where you're not constantly chasing after attention, where you don't feel the need to prove your worth, yet others are drawn to you. What if I told you that your power to captivate others comes when you distance yourself, not physically, but emotionally, mentally, and spiritually? In this world, less really can be more. The art of appealing attraction lies in the paradox of distancing yourself. Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus taught us that true power comes from within, and by embracing the principle of detachment, you unlock a deeper, more attractive presence. In this transcript, we'll explore 11 transformative principles that will help you become more appealing by embracing distance. Let's dive into these life-changing steps. The first principle of attraction through distance is rooted in self-sufficiency. When you don't rely on others to validate your worth, you project a sense of inner strength that naturally draws people toward you. This self-reliance creates a magnetic aura as it signals confidence and independence. Think of a person who doesn't need constant approval to feel fulfilled. They radiate calm and self-assuredness. This energy is what makes them compelling. Stoic thinkers emphasize that true contentment comes from within, not from external sources. By embracing self-sufficiency, you stop chasing attention and start radiating an authentic presence. Emotional detachment doesn't mean becoming cold or indifferent. Rather, it's about not allowing your emotions to be swayed by others or external circumstances. When you detach emotionally, you gain control over your reactions, and this stability makes you more attractive. In a world where people are constantly chasing highs and lows, those who maintain emotional equilibrium stand out. Emotional detachment helps you stay grounded, calm, and composed, which are all qualities that attract others without effort. When you operate from a place of non-neediness, you show that you don't need anyone to complete you or validate your existence. This doesn't mean you're rejecting relationships or community, but that you are whole on your own. People are naturally drawn to those who are complete within themselves. Neediness, on the other hand, repels. The Stoics believed that external circumstances, including relationships, should not disturb your inner peace. By embodying this principle, you naturally become more magnetic because you're not overly dependent on others' attention or approval. Sometimes the most captivating presence is one that speaks less and observes more. Silence is powerful because it allows you to listen, think deeply, and respond with purpose. In an age where everyone is shouting for attention, the person who remains composed and chooses their words carefully becomes all the more intriguing. Minimalism, both in speech and action, can be a form of emotional distancing. When you declutter your life, both physically and mentally, you create space for a more profound connection with yourself and others. This sense of simplicity is powerful, and it attracts those who value depth over noise. Respecting yourself first is the foundation for attracting others who will respect you in return. When you value your own time, energy, and emotions, others begin to see you as someone who is worthy of respect. The more you respect your boundaries and honor your needs, the less you will tolerate disrespect or manipulation. This principle ties back to the Stoic teaching of being your own master, not a slave to external opinions. Those who maintain this sense of self-respect are not easily swayed, and this sense of inner control is magnetic. Patience is an often overlooked virtue, but when you practice patience, you show that you are not desperate. Desperation creates urgency, which repels. But those who can wait, those who can allow life to unfold without forcing things, create a sense of mystery and intrigue. In your relationships and social interactions, when you allow things to develop naturally, you cultivate a certain distance that draws people in. This isn't about playing games, but about being confident enough to let things happen in their own time. Indifference isn't about being cold-hearted. It's about being unaffected by the trivial things that often distract us. When you become indifferent to the noise and distractions of the world, whether it's gossip, drama, or superficial status games, you stop letting these things dictate your emotional state. Stoics like Epictetus advised focusing only on what you can control. When you practice this indifference to the external, you become more attractive because you don't get caught up in the petty things that others obsess over. You rise above them, creating a sense of calm that others find irresistible. Solitude is an essential component of emotional distancing. When you learn to enjoy your own company and become comfortable with solitude, you send a powerful message. You don't need others to define your worth. This doesn't mean isolating yourself from the world, but rather spending time in quiet reflection, introspection, and growth. Those who are comfortable with solitude exude a sense of self-assurance that is incredibly appealing to others. People are drawn to those who live with purpose and integrity. When you align your actions with your values and you live authentically, you create an aura of respect and admiration. Those who live with integrity don't need to prove anything to anyone because their actions speak louder than words. This principle is rooted in the Stoic belief that we should live in accordance with nature and reason. By being true to yourself and living with purpose, you naturally attract others who resonate with your authenticity. When you let go of the need to control every outcome, you create a powerful sense of freedom. The Stoics taught that we should focus on what we can control and accept the rest. When you detach from specific outcomes, you release yourself from the burden of expectation, which frees you to be more present and authentic. This detachment from outcomes makes you more attractive because you're not overly invested in any single result. People are drawn to those who aren't desperate for a particular outcome, but who are comfortable letting things unfold naturally. The final principle of attraction through distance is the power of mystery. When you don't reveal everything about yourself all at once, you create an air of intrigue. Mystery is magnetic because it leaves others wanting more. People are naturally drawn to those who are hard to figure out. The Stoic practice of withholding judgment and remaining reserved about your thoughts and feelings creates an aura of mystery. By not laying everything bare, you encourage others to be curious and to pursue deeper connections with you. In a world obsessed with seeking validation, those who embrace the art of emotional, mental, and spiritual detachment are the ones who truly captivate. By learning to distance yourself in the right ways, you unlock a power that draws others to you without effort. Through self-sufficiency, emotional detachment, non-neediness, and the other transformative principles we've explored, you create a magnetic presence that speaks louder than words. Remember, true attraction doesn't come from chasing, it comes from being. When you embody these principles, you become a person others are naturally drawn to, not because you're seeking attention, but because your inner strength and authenticity radiate in a way that is impossible to ignore. People are often drawn to those who are emotionally independent, those who do not rely on external validation or approval. This sense of emotional autonomy is captivating because it signals self-assurance and inner strength. When you are not constantly seeking affirmation from others, you radiate a calm confidence that is magnetic. Others are subconsciously attracted to this peaceful energy, as it stands in contrast to the anxious, approval-seeking behavior that is all too common. The paradox lies in the fact that emotional detachment doesn't create distance from people, it draws them closer. When you're emotionally steady and grounded, you become someone who others look to for stability and security, making you far more appealing than those who are constantly in pursuit of validation. The Stoics practiced apatheia, which translates to freedom from passion or emotional disturbance. This doesn't mean being cold or indifferent, but rather learning to control one's emotional reactions to external events. Apatheia allows you to maintain inner peace regardless of what's happening around you. Stoic philosophers like Epictetus and Seneca taught that we should not be slaves to our emotions. By developing apatheia, you gain control over your internal world rather than letting external circumstances dictate your mood or sense of self-worth. This emotional freedom is incredibly powerful. It allows you to stay calm, composed, and unshaken in the face of challenges, which is both empowering and attractive to others. To begin practicing emotional detachment, start by stepping back from situations that tend to emotionally charge you. When something triggers an intense emotional reaction, instead of immediately reacting, take a moment to pause and observe the situation without attachment. Notice the feelings that arise, but don't allow them to control you. By simply observing your emotions without reacting, you begin to create space between the stimulus and your response. Over time, you'll notice how others are drawn to your calm presence, as people are naturally attracted to those who are composed and steady rather than those who react impulsively. This shift in how you handle emotions will not only make you more resilient, but also significantly enhance your ability to attract others in a genuine, effortless way. Being comfortable in your own company is one of the most powerful ways to enhance your personal magnetism. When you are at peace with yourself, you exude a sense of self-assurance that others naturally find attractive. People are drawn to those who don't need constant external stimulation or validation. When you embrace solitude, you have the opportunity to develop a deeper understanding of who you truly are, away from the noise and expectations of the outside world. This inner calmness becomes a silent force that radiates to others. It signals that you are self-sufficient and that you don't rely on others to feel complete, which is a powerful form of attraction in itself. Those who can enjoy their own company create an aura of mystery, confidence, and depth that makes them infinitely more intriguing. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most famous Stoic philosophers, often emphasized the importance of solitude as a means of strengthening the mind and sharpening one's clarity. For Marcus, solitude was not about escaping from the world, but about engaging with it from a place of inner strength and peace. He believed that the quiet of solitude allows you to turn inward, reflect on your actions, and recalibrate your thoughts. This practice, he argued, helps build a more resilient mind and a balanced perspective on life. By making time for solitude, you can remove distractions, refocus on your true self, and develop the mental clarity that gives you the ability to stay centered no matter what happens around you. Start by dedicating time each day to be alone with yourself. Whether it's through meditation, journaling, or simply sitting in quiet reflection, embrace these moments of solitude to sharpen your clarity and presence. As you spend more time in silence, you'll notice that your thoughts become clearer and your ability to remain calm and centered grows stronger. Over time, the quieter you become inside, the louder your presence becomes to others. People are naturally attracted to those who possess a calm and composed demeanor, and solitude is one of the most effective ways to cultivate that inner peace. Make solitude a regular part of your life and watch as your personal magnetism expands. Boundaries are a crucial aspect of self-respect and personal power, and they can significantly increase your appeal. When you respect your own boundaries, others begin to respect them as well. People are often drawn to those who are clear about their limits, as it signals self-awareness, confidence, and strength. When you protect your time and energy, you communicate that you value yourself and your well-being, and this respect for your own space makes you more desirable. Those who are always available or overextend themselves often appear desperate for attention, which can diminish their magnetism. In contrast, by being selective about where you invest your time and energy, you cultivate an aura of exclusivity and mystery, qualities that are inherently attractive. Epictetus, a central Stoic philosopher, taught that we must focus on controlling what is within our power, and that includes protecting our energy. According to Epictetus, we cannot control how others act or how external circumstances unfold, but we can control our responses and how we choose to direct our energy. This idea of protecting our emotional and physical space aligns perfectly with the Stoic principle of focusing only on what is in our control. By guarding our energy and setting clear boundaries, we free ourselves from unnecessary stress and distractions, allowing us to remain more centered and effective in our lives. Start by identifying areas of your life where you feel overextended or drained. Are there situations, relationships, or commitments that constantly take more from you than you're able to give? Once you've pinpointed these areas, begin setting clear boundaries. This could mean saying no more often, declining invitations or requests that don't align with your values, or taking time to recharge when you need it. By protecting your emotional and physical space, you preserve your energy, which makes you more present, focused, and attractive. Remember, By setting boundaries, you send a powerful message that your time and energy are valuable, and others will begin to see you as someone worthy of respect. The art of saying less is a powerful tool in captivating others. When you speak less, but with intention, you create an aura of mystery and authority. People are often more intrigued by those who don't constantly seek the spotlight, but instead choose their words carefully. There's a certain magnetism to those who remain composed and quiet, giving others the opportunity to truly listen when they do speak. Silence itself becomes a statement. It signals confidence, control, and depth. In a world where many people are eager to fill every moment with words, those who remain quiet stand out. This subtle power of silence leaves people wanting to know more, making you appear both intriguing and commanding. Seneca, another key Stoic philosopher, wisely advised that silence is a lesson learned from the one who speaks. In essence, Seneca is suggesting that true wisdom often lies in what is not said. By mastering the art of silence, we allow our actions and presence to speak louder than our words. Stoic philosophy encourages thoughtful reflection before speaking, understanding that unnecessary chatter only dilutes the power of meaningful words. Seneca believed that silence is a form of self-control, a sign that one has mastered their thoughts and impulses. When you choose silence over impulsive speech, you project a sense of purpose and clarity, making your words all the more impactful when they are finally spoken. Start practicing intentional silence in your daily life. Instead of filling every conversation with your voice, take a step back and observe the flow of interactions. Let your presence speak for itself by listening more than you speak. When you do speak, ensure that your words are purposeful, clear, and thoughtful. You don't need to constantly share your thoughts or opinions for others to notice you. By embracing silence, you'll begin to notice how your presence becomes more commanding, and when you choose to speak, your words will carry much more weight and influence. In an era where oversharing is the norm, the power of mystery has become increasingly alluring. People are naturally intrigued by those who hold back a little, those who don't reveal everything about themselves right away. By maintaining a sense of mystery, you spark curiosity and make others want to learn more about you. This creates a magnetic aura, as the more you withhold, the more others are drawn to uncover the layers beneath the surface. In contrast, when everything about you is laid out for all to see, the mystery is lost, and with it, the intrigue. By holding back just enough, you allow others to fill in the gaps and become more invested in discovering the person you truly are. Marcus Aurelius, a philosopher known for his wisdom and restraint, embraced the idea of withholding certain aspects of himself. He recommended keeping his thoughts and intentions close to the chest, suggesting that we should not feel the need to share everything with the world. Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of focusing on what truly matters and remaining reserved about personal matters. By not revealing all of your thoughts, feelings, or plans, you maintain control over your inner world and allow others to see you as a figure of depth and mystery. This approach not only preserves your emotional energy, but also keeps you enigmatic in a way that others find compelling. In conversations and interactions, practice resisting the urge to overshare. Instead of revealing everything about your thoughts, plans, or experiences, leave people with a sense of curiosity about you. Share enough to engage, but not so much that it removes the mystery. When people are left wanting to know more about you, they are drawn to you even more. By keeping certain aspects of yourself reserved, you naturally create intrigue, and others will be more eager to connect with you on a deeper level, making your presence more captivating.